Marc Batchelor has been described as a colourful character who lived a double life. The former South African footballer has been laid to rest in Johannesburg after he was gunned down in a suspected gang hit last week. Friends, family and those who knew him in the footballing fraternity have given the troubled footballer a fitting tribute. Ronald Masinda reports.
Once I got him out the car, I was allowed to go to my brother and give him a kiss on his head. And at that moment, I knew that we were reconciled. I knew that we had found our peace. I knew I had my brother back, my brother that I knew all my life, my friend. I had him back. And I could say farewell to him.
The gruesome scene of his brother's lifeless body is still fresh for Warren Batchelor. Many who knew the ex-footballer admit he lived a troubled life.
His real friends didn't know this guy. The truth of the matter was, Marc made a lot of bad choices with the company he kept to the business dealings he made. And this caused him to lose contact with many of the people who cared about him the most.
But the football fraternity only has fond memories of him.
A month ago, actually, me and Batch, we met at Four Ways. And he says to me, Williams, when are we going for a coffee? Now, Bess always invited me for a coffee, and I said, listen here. Now, Sean Bartlett is sitting there, you know, they used to go to the gym. Now, in Cape Town, we have two different type of colors, the English one, Afrikaans. And I said to him, Batch, if you want to have a coffee, you have a coffee with Batchelor. For me, we go for a drink. But what a kind heart, a lovely person.
Marc Batchelor's family is still waiting for closure, as no arrests have yet been made. Ronald Masinda, Johannesburg.
A model who was beaten up along with her fiancé during an alleged racial attack wants justice. Two men arrested in connection with the incident failed to appear in court. Miriam Ngomani says she was repeatedly called the K-word and a monkey. The attack left her with a broken leg. Slindelo Masikane reports.
We were told that there's contradicting statements from witnesses and that I apparently started a fight. If I'd started a fight, wouldn't I be the one that's arrested? And the video won't open. I don't understand. My leg is broken. We're in pain. How much more evidence do we need? That we were assaulted, that someone was being racist. They need to take responsibility.
Model and actress Miriam Ngomani says she will continue to seek justice. This is after she and her fiancé were allegedly attacked by 5 men a few weeks ago at the Times Square Casino in Menlyn. Now, she had received a message from police indicating that several suspects had been arrested and would be appearing at the Hatfield Magistrates Court this morning. This, however, did not happen. Crucial video evidence of the alleged attack was corrupt and could not be viewed by the state prosecutor.
It doesn't open, so she can't get them to be in court. Now they're gone again, and I must be scared again.
It's alleged the attackers are regular patrons at the casino and play for a famous rugby club.
This fight is not just for me, it's for the Marthas, for the minorities of the people that it happens to every single day, you know. So something's going to give. We're going to get the footage.
Ngomani, who says she fears for her life, will now attempt through her lawyers to get footage of the alleged attack in order to take the matter further. Slindelo Masikane, Hatfield Magistrates Court in Pretoria.
About 1.6 million people in Mozambique are facing food insecurity. This after 2 cyclones ripped through the country earlier this year. Over 67,000 children are in urgent need of nutritional support, many of them acutely malnourished.
Cyclones Idai and Kenneth struck just 6 weeks apart, flattening cities and villages. Idai hit on the 14th of March, washing away crops, just weeks ahead of the main April-May harvest. Kenneth hit further north with winds of up to 280 kilometers per hour. Experts warn that the food situation is expected to further deteriorate during the lean season from October to February next year. At this resettlement area, the World Food Programme is distributing food to about 300 displaced families. They've been allotted plots to live at the camp and grow their own food. Some have also started their own small businesses.
We're helping them clear land and pay them with food. We're helping them doing small irrigation canals. We are helping them to basically have plant nurseries, do some programs in terms of forestation. These are the things which will develop long-term resilience in the areas where people are settling down.
In the town of Beira, many are struggling.
People now are suffering. They need to rebuild their buildings. Most of them, they don't have resources to do that.
The United Nations has launched an emergency appeal for funds. Following IDI, it received less than half of the $282 million requested. The World Food Programme is working to distribute food to 1.2 million people every month.
Britain's new Prime Minister Boris Johnson has promised citizens the nation will pull out of Europe on October 31st. His predecessor, Theresa May, repeatedly failed to get enough votes to push through her Brexit deal. It eventually resulted in her resignation.
And we're going to fulfil the repeated promises of Parliament to the people and come out of the EU on October the 31st. No ifs or buts. And we will do a new deal, a better deal, that will maximise the opportunities of Brexit while allowing us to develop a new and exciting partnership with the rest of Europe, based on free trade and mutual support.
Back home now, several inmates at Durban's Westville prison have been pitting their ABCs against each other. It was part of a 3-day championship offered by KwaZulu-Natal's Correctional Services. Offenders also took part in doing book reviews. It's hoped this will contribute to their rehabilitation. Reporter Mawande Keswa was there and filed this report.
A-T-I-O-N. A battle of wits. From an initial 30, only 3 were left standing. One of them, the reigning national champion.
It was nervous at the beginning, but then I got used to it. And I don't like being second best.
The Correctional Services Department says this program for inmates has been yielding positive results.
Last year we had 208 offenders participating. This year we have 252 offenders participating. So we have seen a lot of positive improvement in the way our offenders are engaging with social activities within the correctional centers. And we have offenders that are now parolees that are involved in book clubs outside with Department of Arts and Culture, in the book clubs within the communities.
Some of the offenders who are passionate about literature want to expand their horizons.
Today, there's a competition in Westville. If ever I'm going to start and I have my book club, I would come with this and participate here, and then if further, go to the Cape Town.
So I'm a poet, I'm an aspiring writer. So with this program, I have gained knowledge as to how I can go about opening my own book club when I get outside. So I think I will use the skills.
These inmates are hoping to show you can't judge a book by its cover. Mawande Keswa, Durban.
That's it for this week's edition of Week in One. Until next time, take care.